Alright, before we get started, you might not be able to see it right now, but my room is pretty messy. So just bear with this, okay? But, Guardians of the Galaxy, a 3-year-old movie, and I can't believe it, in about 3 days, the sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, will be released, and I will be watching it then, so keep an eye out for a review on that movie. But we will be doing a review on the first Guardians. You can also expect other movie reviews like Jurassic World, The Boss Baby, the Lego Ninjago movie, all that stuff coming up pretty soon. Beta Furious will be coming up soon. And I was gonna do The Circle, but I decided, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's probably the best choice. Anyway, it stars a lot of well-known actors. Chris Pratt, well, I mean, that was basically like his big break, but you might know him previously from the show Parks and Recreation, I think is what it's called. Zoe Saldana, I think is how I'm pronouncing it, from Avatar and Star Trek. David Butza, I think is how you say it, a WWE wrestler. Bradley Cooper, from a bunch of other movies. And Vin Diesel from Guardians and The Fast and Furious. Ronan the Accuser's played by Lee Pace, and besides this, that's all I know him from. And a bunch of other actors like Michael Rooker, and a bunch of others that I can't remember the names of. But it's a great movie. It stars Chris Pratt as the main character, Star-Lord, as he's trying to, save the galaxy from Ronan the Accuser, a big blue villain that really wants to destroy everything. He partners up with Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. And this will be a spoiler review. So, that's all I'll probably dive into without any spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it yet, which you should have since it's been 3 years, then first of all, I'm worried for you. Because unless you're you couldn't watch it back then. But if you were going to watch it and it's 3 years old and you haven't, first of all, I'm worried for you. Second of all, leave now, because we will be diving into spoilers. So unless you want that stuff, leave. Alright, so Groot dies, and then comes back as baby Groot. I probably just spit all over the camera. So yeah, the epic sacrifice in the end of the movie, where Groot basically just commits suicide. Drax is unconscious and Rocket is. The ship's about to blow up. Ronan's almost beaten. But there's no way to survive. What does Groot do? He turns into a big ball of treeness. I know that sounded really wrong, but he basically makes a big, protection shield made of himself to surround the group to sacrifice himself. I mean, it's really, really well thought out, and it was really a sad moment. And there are actually scenes, like this one, that are sad the first time you watch it. Second time, not so much. This was like that. Because seriously, Groot dying. We got really attached to that dude. Pun intended. And now he's leaving us. I know, it was a terrible pun, but, comes back as baby Groot. Adorable. And really cute post-credit scene. But let's get into earlier in the movie. The acting was phenomenal. I will say that. Great comedy for a Marvel movie, I will say. I haven't seen the movie in a few months. This is just from what I remember. I will say the animation for the time was actually, wow. I know that's 3 years, but that's 3 years worth of improvement in CGI. So for that 3 years ago, that was really, really well done. the soundtrack, I'm not talking like the score. I'm talking the actual soundtrack that Peter Quill listens to is amazing. I've actually listened to it several times, and I will say it never gets old. It is old music, but it's amazing. There's Hooked on a Feeling, Ooh Child, I Want You Back, Spirit in the Sky, etc. But they're all really good. The beginning was sad. How Peter Quill's mom just, dies that way. That was sad. Really sad. But it was at the beginning of the movie, and that's one rare occasion. No, it's the beginning of the movie. A character dies, and you're already swimming in your own tears. That's a really sad moment, and I'm sure people that, are easily crying movies and stuff, that would probably burst them into tears, and probably even people that saw this coming, they might even be shocked at how Marvel handled this. I mean, if you didn't know, by this time Marvel had actually been taken over by Disney. Disney basically bought off Marvel. So now this is actually a movie that's made by Disney as well as Marvel. And it's shocking that Disney would straight up do this. I mean, also, I loved Rocket. I will say Rocket was probably my favorite Guardian at that point. It was hilarious how his partner is Groot. He hates Groot. He thinks he's like a stupid guy. And if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But, yet he always decides to partner up with him. I have no idea why he does this. But he just does, and they make for a great, comedy duo, as well as a duo of crime. Michael Rooker as Yondu, I actually really thought he did, a great performance as Yondu, and looking at the new trailer, I will say, looking at the new trailers for the second movie, and then actually rewatching the first itself, it's actually kind of shocking, because if you saw in the new trailer, Yondu has a fin, which in the movie he just had this stub on his head, and in the new one he has a fin. So when you look at the old movie and you see it's just the stub, it's that looks incomplete. Because when you watch it just without seeing the new stuff and you see that stub, it's oh, that looks awesome. Second time, it's shouldn't there be more to that? Feels a bit incomplete. All that. I love the inclusion of Thanos. Thanos is something we've been building up to since 2012, I think it was, when the first Avengers movie was released. There was a post-credits scene, which is a scene after the credits, showing Thanos. And ever since that moment, we've been building up to the fight next year in 2018 between the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy against Thanos and his army. Now, right now, we have no idea what his army will be, since in the Avengers movie, the Chitauri was taken down, Chitauri, how you pronounce it, was taken down by the Avengers. I think it would be a pretty dumb idea to actually bring back the Chitauri as Thanos' army, since the Avengers basically destroyed them in the end. Yeah, they didn't destroy them all, but it wouldn't make any sense for them to do that. Anyway, we're getting off topic. But the inclusion of Thanos was amazing. I would have actually loved to see him stand up for once. Yes, we did see that in the end of the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, in the post-credit scene, when he grabs the gauntlet and goes, I should attack. I forgot what he said, but, so fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah, that's what he said. But I would have at least loved to see him, step out of the chair and threaten Ronan with his own fists, even if he doesn't have the gauntlet on him. I will say, even to this moment, I am pretty disappointed he didn't do something like that. Let's get to the topic of Ronan for a second. We'll get back to the topic of the Guardians a bit, but Ronan, he's a pretty good villain. I mean, he's a meh villain when you think about it. I mean, he's good. He threatens the entire galaxy. And he's threatened by Thanos. And he disobeys him at the final part of the movie. When Thanos says that he wants Ronan to bring the gem, he says no, gets the hammer, smashes the stone into the hammer, says he's going to destroy the galaxy, then he's coming for him. I mean, you can't, by saying that stuff, you're a pretty good villain, but he felt a bit hollow to me. The villain didn't have much personality. His only goal was destroy the galaxy, nothing else. And that's 2 beats right there. I mean, destroy the galaxy, that's all. If you're a real villain, you should have more than that. I mean, you're gonna destroy the galaxy, but what then? I mean, the universe is what makes up everything ever. And there's correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 7, or there might be even 20 or something galaxies in the universe. So if you're just destroying one, what about the others? I mean, it's pretty hollow. It's destroy the galaxy. What else? We'll think about it when we get to that point. But what happens when we reach that point? Huh? You're gonna destroy all the galaxies? Okay, then what? Then what's left? He has no game. Ronan's just oh, I want to destroy the galaxies because I can destroy Thanos. That's his only game. And yes, Thanos is the reason he's alive and all, but he also threatens him, calls him boy, etc. But even that, I mean, he doesn't exactly have a major goal. And I will say, that's what makes him pretty hollow or not a good villain. Though he did threaten the entire existence of Xandar and every place in the galaxy. But those that don't live in that galaxy are lucky. I mean, seriously, when you think about it, everyone that's in that galaxy is unlucky. For all of them galaxies, he picks that one. Anyway, the rest of the Guardians, Drax, I will say, I liked how they handled him. I loved how they turned a professional WWE wrestler into Drax. I mean, he was a bit like Ronan to me. He had no real end game. He was oh, I'm gonna destroy Ronan because he killed my family. Well, I mean, he didn't exactly have a plan. He was gonna kill Gamora, who was a servant for Ronan. I mean, even when you think of it, I get he didn't think of Gamora, betraying Ronan. But if she was killed anyway, wouldn't that send all Ronan's guys onto him? I mean, really his plans were stupid, and besides, his family dying, I mean, yeah, that's a lot to take in, but that's not really the big thing to go after. I mean, this is gonna sound weird to a lot of people, but when you're doing that, I mean, you're going against a guy that basically wiped out everything that you wanted. And you go for him with your muscles and 2 knives. That's a stupid plan. I mean, if you had more stuff a ship, the Milano, a dozen cannons and an army, I'd probably say that it was a pretty good plan, but besides, what about all them other people that were going after? I mean, a lot of people are going after Ronan. The Nova Corps, everyone else that wants revenge. And that is just not, I mean, yeah, that is 2 things, but that is 2 other things, but do you know how many people that is? There's what, a dozen hundred or something? There's a dozen there's like dozens of Nova Corps, counting, all the people that are gonna, all the people that are gonna exact revenge, that's gonna be at least 100. And because Ronan's working with Thanos, and I bet he's done a lot of other damage, so. Plus, when Ronan says that he doesn't remember killing Drax's family, and he certainly wouldn't remember killing him, then that means that he's probably killed another few hundred people, and fighting one person that barely bites him in a way that he'd think with just 2 muscles and knives. I wouldn't remember that either. If I've killed a bunch of people, if I've killed millions, they've put up a better fight than a guy with 2 muscles and knives. 2 knives. They probably had like an army or something, or everyone's going after them. But I wouldn't remember Drax either. What else? Gamora's past was actually something great to explore, and I wish they did more with that. Like maybe a flashback to when she was a kid and, getting kidnapped by Thanos. I would have loved to see a bit more of Nebula, or maybe a bit more of what happened to her after, she cut off her own hand, jumped off, luckily landed on a Nova ship, and then hijacked it, blasted off. Yeah, she was a part of the New Guardians in the second movie. The New Guardians was in the Guardians, but more expanded with Yondu, Mantis, and Nebula. I would have loved to see a bit more of her, maybe a post-credit scene with her in it, like maybe what happens to her afterwards, like where does she land or anything, or what happens to her, maybe like a hilarious scene where she lands on a planet and a bunch of people are, we're gonna take you down stuff, maybe something like that. But I would have loved to see maybe a bit more of what happened to Nebula afterwards. What else do I need to say? Okay, how long is this? Oh my god, 17 minutes on one review so far. The ships, I will say, the ships are amazing. The Milano, I loved it. I want to show this. If we get up here, sorry about the camera thing, but if we go over here, I collected the can we see it? There we go. I collected the original Milano from the 2014 movie. Well, that's the original one from, 2014. $60. It was a really good set, I will say. And, I did trick it out a bit. I kind of changed the top and did a little decoration inside. Can we fit in? Yes. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing my necklace. If you don't know what this is, it's like a Chinese symbol of good and bad. White being the good, black being the bad. I know that sounds really, yeah. But, also how it's equal. It has the swirl of white, the swirl of black. Then in each one, like in the white one, we have a dot of black, and then the black one we have a dot of white. This might not even be good or bad. This might be night and day. Day and night. This representing, the black representing night, in night there's occasionally light, like the moon, streetlights, stars, etc. This representing the sun or day, with dots of black representing shadows. Anyway, again, off topic. Like I said, the Milano, which was, I love that ship. It was, Star-Lord's ship. He was he was one of my favorite Guardians. My 2 favorite Guardians were Rocket and Star-Lord. Star-Lord basically owned that hunk of junk. And, okay, that sounded weird, but, he basically owned that ship. And, he made it, and he even has its, stereo for the mixtape, which I loved that. Like I said, I love the music. What else? There was the Nova Corps ships, which I loved. I loved the Nova Corps ships. How they, could interlock and, make a barrier just like by connecting them, which was amazing. If I got more of them, I only got one of them sets. And I have no idea where it is. It's in pieces. But if I got more, I would probably like make a barrier, like my miniature barrier, because I probably wouldn't get like 100 of them. But yeah, the Dark Aster, I loved Ronan's ship. It was like almost like a new Death Star. Except, you know, the hammer was more of the beam. But you get the point. The Ravengers. On topic, the Ravengers, they were like bounty hunters and a really good inclusion, I will say. What else? The Guardians, Ravengers, the ships, Ronin. I think I covered it all. Yeah, I think I did. The Lego sets that were based on them were pretty accurate in most cases. The set that was probably the least accurate is surprisingly the Milano set. I mean, yes, it was a really good set, and it had almost all the Guardians except for Rocket and Groot, Ronin, and a Sakaran guy. But it was really inaccurate. Like the shuttle, I mean, yeah, there was pods, but Ronin never manned one. And that's really all that was inaccurate about it, but that was probably the most inaccurate. But the sets were pretty cool, and I loved the minifigures and the details. I loved the Rocket and how accurate he was. Groot, I loved. And I love the new baby Groot even more. Star-Lord was pretty cool. Just give me one. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The details on Groot I loved. And the size was actually really accurate to the characters. Sorry. Star-Lord I loved. I loved the actual new mold for the helmet. And how accurate he was. Plus the jacket was amazing. Gamora. The hair was good. The face was good. The torso and legs were good. The weapon, I wish actually we could have gotten like a new shade of silver on that, because that was more of like a, to me it was like the red to it. It had like the red on the blade. I wish we could have maybe gotten a darker silver to it, or perhaps like red printing on the blade. That would have been amazing. The Sakarans were accurate, well, of what we see of them. We never got a Yondu. And I was happy when they released a Yondu for the sets of the second movie. Nebula was good. Was a good inclusion. She was pretty accurate. Ronan was accurate. He had like the amazing hood on him, the cape, the torso, even the hammer. I loved how they made the hammer. And last but not least, probably my favorite of the minifigures, Drax. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I didn't really like the character in the movie, but I loved that character. I loved the Lego. I loved the Drax figure. He was amazing. I mean, the detail was extraordinary. They had the arm printing, the torso printing. They even had printing on the back of the head, which is really rare. But I loved how they had him. Plus, like, knives. I mean, it would have been cool to get, like, a new knife mold, but, I mean, it was really great to get Drax like that. That basically, I think that wraps up the video. Well, I'm BRIX. Real name Oscar, but, like I said in other videos, you can call me BRIX. You're watching Built by BRIX, and this was our first movie review, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah, and before we go, I got something to say. I have a schedule now for my videos. I will be posting at least once a week. And I will either be posting on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. So 4 days out of the week, you can see it. I'll be posting at least once in a week. On one of them 4 days. Okay? I won't be posting on Mondays, Thursdays, or Sundays. Okay? Comment down below what you want to see me do next. Whether it's another review, whether it's movie review, Lego review, show review, book review, or you want me to do gaming and be specific on what kind of game. Or you just want me to talk to you guys, like, oh yeah, and I will be starting something. So most channels have like this thing, like Niga Higa has Dear Ryan's, where you comment down below and ask him to do stuff. Brian Hall has Ask Brian. Well, I will be combining them two. Not an Ask BRIX, not a Dear BRIX, but a 2 BRIX. Well, you basically do both. You either ask me questions or ask me to do something. So if you want to see me do something crazy or ask me a stupid question, just comment down below. 2 BRIX, and then whatever the question or dare is. I'll also be doing, videos with other people and competitions like the Bean Boozled Challenge, which will hopefully be coming up soon. If Slip ever comes around. Yes, hopefully next video will be featuring Slippery Cheese, as he calls himself. Name is bound to change, but as for now, we call him Slip. And he will be doing a video with me, whether it's Bean Boozled challenges or just a regular video. You can also expect a video either Friday or Saturday reviewing the second Guardians movie. Because I got tickets to see the second movie this Friday. I spit all over the camera. I got tickets to see it. But I'll tell you more about that later. See ya next time.